It's so great that you're back. How did it feel after the 10-year break to kind of be back there? And was the pressure huge because of the success of Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I mean, the pressure is really always huge anytime you make a movie, because you don't want to let people down. I mean, no matter what the film is, doesn't matter what the genre or budget is, you know, you're making a film for a particular audience, and you want to sort of not disappoint people. So that's the pressure. I mean, coming back to Middle-earth again wasn't pressure unto itself, particularly. In fact, in some respects, it was familiar. It was working with old friends again, so there was an element of comfort about it.
And how does The Hobbit differ? Is it as dark as Lord of the Rings?
Well, The Hobbit was written by Tolkien 20 years before The Lord of the Rings. It was written as a children's story. And even though some of the events in the Hobbit are like the beginnings of the threads of The Lord of the Rings, the story itself is a standalone story of dwarves trying to reclaim a homeland from a dragon. And it has a much lighter tone because of that children's origin. So we've tried to build more comedy into it. We've tried to honour the tone of The Hobbit. So it is, it's less of a dark film than The Lord of the Rings, for sure.
Was it hard breaking down the one book into the 3 films? So obviously some people might have expected it to be one epic film.
Well, I mean, you know, we looked at the book and we did, obviously, all of the thoughts that we had at the very beginning too when we were working on it. But it's written with such a pace, because it's written for a young reader. It has no real character development, particularly, or character depth. It's a breakneck kind of episodic action story. So once we applied our storytelling style from The Lord of the Rings, which we wanted it to be consistent with The Hobbit, we needed to flesh it out and expand it more with a lot more character development. And also we had additional material, not just The Hobbit. We had the appendices from The Return of the King. There's 100 pages of additional material from Tolkien, which takes place around the time of the Hobbit, that ties in with The Lord of the Rings, that we had access to that. So that's all the material we wanted to include in there as well. So it's sort of expanding on The Hobbit somewhat from the actual novel.
Okay. And all of the actors have been saying, obviously, what a brilliant director you are and how good you are at painting the scene for them when the things aren't there that they've got to see. Yep. It just made me think you must have so much going on in your brain all the time. Is it very difficult to switch off? How do you sleep?
I dream of being on a film set every night. I mean, I literally do. When I'm shooting a movie, I have a continuous reoccurring dream of just being on a set and everything's going wrong. It's a typical anxiety dream, but I never actually escape it. They go away when I'm done with shooting.
Of course, you have nightmares the whole time.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have nightmares about the junket tonight, probably.
This is going well, don't worry. Fingers crossed.
But no, I do. No, seriously, I these dreams come when I start shooting, and they don't go away again. They don't stop until I'm done with shooting. Yeah, I never quite escape it. It's pretty boring, actually. It's really boring.
And are you thinking about award season?
Not for myself. I mean, I'm hoping that you know, the visual effects and cinematography and various categories. Best song. I mean, we've got a great song from Neil Finn.
Do things like that, how important are they to you? What do you worry about what the critics think of things?
Well, you don't make films for the critics. I mean, this is for an audience, you know, the Hobbit, not necessarily your average critic. And the awards, look, I mean, you know, I've won a few Oscars. I don't need to win any more. I'm very happy from the rest of my life with what I've done. But you know, I'm also aware that a lot of people have worked very hard on this film. They've worked for a long time, 3 or 4 years, and so, you know, production design, wardrobe, the makeup, you know, a lot of those people I think will, you know, hopefully find their names in some of the award nominations. I'm really hoping.
Okay, and if you could have a wish for 2013, what would it be?
That there is a 2013 and the Mayans are completely wrong.
We are Truth Loader. We're a new YouTube channel using citizen journalism to make better sense of this world. We've made loads of videos about what's happening in Syria, Israel and Palestine, and plenty of other topics. They're all in our playlists, so do check them out. We also investigate things which you probably won't see on other news channels, things like what is the dark web, is there life on Mars, and things of this nature, so check out Truth Loader Investigates. And we are also hosting live debates in the form of Google Hangouts. We have one this Thursday on the 13th of December at 7:30 p.m, so check that out as well. If you're still not sure, check out our mission statement. It's annotated on the screen right now. And the best thing you can do to make sure you don't miss out on all this great stuff is hit subscribe, and we'll see you on Truth Loader.